Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Sins Grand Cross video. For this video, we're going over a very short video going over my box and talking about where I focused on units, what I plan to focus on for the next few weeks. And the reason I'm going over this video is because I've been requested many separate times, say, hey Seka, can you show me this team that you're using for this? What can you do for this? And what should I be building out? What should I be for the future? And there's a lot of questions I've been asking regarding that. So the reason I'm making this video is I wanted to show you guys where my thought process is and what I'm going to be doing going forward based on content and why I want to focus on certain units and why I don't want to focus on other units. And again, I want to say thank you guys so much for the support on YouTube. You guys have been incredible. We're just at about 19,300 subscribers at the time I'm recording this video, and if we hit 20,000, like I said before on Twitch and I said before on YouTube as well, if we hit 20,000, I'll do a tier list video finally, and yeah, I guess that's tomorrow's video. Tier lists. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So now, guys, we're about a month a week into the game, and this is where I'm at. I hit about 711 combat class. I could get a lot higher if I just leveled up my units, but I honestly just cannot be fucked. And these are the units that I've actually focused on. So right here we have, I just leveled this up yesterday. I got Blue Lizhawk for my PvP team, and I did not record. I recorded a video, but I didn't like it. It didn't come out how I wanted to, even though I won all 12 matches. Then we got Green Lizhawk for my farming team. She's been maxed out since she was actually my first 6-star, the first one I actually worked on. And then I have Blue Arthur as an association unit for my Green Merlin. If you have a 6-star as well as max ultimate Red Arthur, there's literally no reason to actually max out this character except for running Arthur on the same team as Merlin, which does happen at times. So the only reason would be to have an association unit for her. But a lot of time, I know that until that point, I'm gonna need these two to be up there, so I definitely work on him. He's also gonna be really helpful for final boss go through later on, so that is also a good unit to build out. Arthur, obviously one of the best units in the game with his crazy substats, his actual high stats in general, his buff, everything. Oh my gosh! First thing in the morning, it's always like first thing in the morning, there's always a shitload of raids. Like, throughout the rest of the day, it's fine. But like first thing in the morning, everyone's doing the raids. Then we got Weinhardt. I think he was my fourth 6-star. I think I worked on. And the reason I built him all the way to 6-star is because he does actually decent damage right now on my farming team and helps me get fast clears on farming. Then we got Gustav. I just finished this about 2 days ago. Him and Helbram I actually finished about 2 days ago. And the reason I worked on them is I wanted to actually have them at 6-star for Guild Boss. The 6-star level for them, give them extra defense, is very helpful. I'm also going to get them to 70 at some point. I'll probably work on Gustav at some point in the next couple weeks to make that a little bit easier. And the reason I wanted to work on him so heavily is because when Extreme Guild Boss finally does drop, which I'm not sure when it will, the combat class requirement is 160,000, I believe. So it will be a pretty high combat class amount. So getting these units maxed out is definitely a viable thing. It's not the highest priority, but it definitely was a decent priority. Then we got Green Merlin, of course, big waifu, big awesome unit. So I'm using her right now on my PvP team. I use her as a main unit on Grey Demon sometimes. Actually every day. For Grey Demon DPS, what I'm using is Jericho. I'm using her for Guild Boss as well, and I'm still using her for Gearless PvP. I probably will switch off her at some point soon, but like, I'm still using it for Gearless PvP. I mean, it looks fine. I win like 75% of the matches, so it's fine, right? It's not perfect. It's okay. Then we got Red Jericho. I have her as a support right now for my Red Bond, my Green Bond. And what's really nice about Jericho is that Jericho is a good support for a lot of different characters in the game, like Gustav that you use consistently. And there's other characters that she does work well as a support for. Her big viability is that she can be used as a support on the same team as your Green Jericho. So if you ever want to run a character like Gila, or you want to use a character like Bon on your team, you can actually use an SR Jericho as a support for whatever team you want, and that gives you a lot of viability. Well, she has a lot of weapon cosmetics, so she's actually a very good support in general for my team, so that helps out a lot. Then we got Hauser, Big Daddy Hauser, of course, best farming unit in the game, and he's an exceptional unit overall. I definitely built him out because it was of vital importance to do for auto farming as well as for PvP early on. Then we got Gila built out to 70 for my Jericho, so you have my max damage there. That's really mainly just for a Jericho support, and yes, I did max her out because it was worth it. So we got Gil Thunder, good in both PvP and PvE situations, really good for Grey Demon. I don't use him a lot in Grey Demon. I typically am running a green SSR Liz with Jericho and Merlin just to do an instant ult rush, and I'm using Kayn support. And yes, I do have Kayn's passive at level 40. 2-star. Get on my level, I guess. I got Thur. I'm mainly just using Thur for PvP. I really don't use Thur in any raid situations. I will be using Thur in Crimson Demon when it comes out finally, but until then, probably not. Actually, I only leveled up this SSR King for a support for my Thur, and I probably get him to 70 eventually, but he's like on the lowest priority because he's only giving me 5% stat gains. And I think as far as ultimates go, I think King will be my first or second ultimate to max. The big three to max out on ultimates first for coin shop units are Thur, Merlin, and King. Those three are the holy trinity for who to max out first, because their ultimates rule PvP, and they're the best PvP units in the game for a very long time. Still like best PvP units actually. I mean, all three of them are like top 6. All right, next up we have Coin Shop On. I basically leveled this guy up because I wanted to push PvP really quickly in gear this PvP and just make my life a lot easier early on, and I use that with Jericho. I don't use this character at all ever anymore. There's not really any point for me to use him. He's going to come back in a later meta that I do want to use him for, but I probably won't be using him for a very long time. He's probably going to stay at 70 and 6-star on my box for a very long time at this point. And I did tell people this earlier on that focusing on Green Bond is essentially just focusing on a PvP unit. So if you want to focus on him, again, he's just a PvP at this point. He's definitely not an optimal farming unit, but he is a good farming unit. So if you are looking for a good farming unit with Hauser, it is a good farming unit, not an optimal farming unit. Next up we have Green Liz. Green Liz is essentially a very, very good unit right now for Grey Demon, and she's going to be good going forward for Hell Grey Demon, a lot of other content for ult rushing. She might actually have some meta viability at some point when there's a lot of buff metas going on, and her ability to cleanse on a 1-star ability going forward will be really, really helpful because the patch notes for the Japanese version make it so that this character now has a 1-star ability to cleanse all buffs. It's not a buff, it's all buffs. And so does Red SSR Gila, so that's interesting. I also focused on Blue Meliodas because I knew that he was going to be an amazing support unit for a ton of units in the game. And of course, he's an amazing support unit for Blue, Red, and Green Lizhawk, so I mean, that's like you build out your support units. I haven't really touched Gallon that much at all. My Red Demon team is actually super funny. I've been doing Red Demon consistently throughout the entire game with this team, and the DPS unit has changed from time to time, but essentially this is the team I run, and I beat it faster than most people. And like I have not worked on any star level for Slater, haven't worked any star level for Deanne, and I barely did any for Kane. My Jericho just does the whole carry the whole way through, and I actually do the runs in about 4 turns, sometimes 5 turns if we're unlucky on RNG, but usually it's about 4 turns for every single run that we do a Red Demon. So it's a very, very fast team because Slater's ability to give everybody a critical chance all the time is very, very helpful. If you build Slater with a full crit build, he actually does exceptionally well. I just built him full crit chance, and I just got full crit chance rolls on everything here in order to get maximum crit chance on him, and I think he has like 96% crit chance. You can get him a little bit higher if you upgraded his awakening levels, but honestly, or even give him weapons. I just cannot be fucked. Level 40, bro. I mean, I literally cannot be fucked. And I built up Melly to 2-star, 5-star, 5th level 52-star because I really didn't need him for anything else besides Grey Demon hard when he was out, and that's the only level I actually needed to build him out in the first couple of weeks. I actually didn't need to build him out at all, and I didn't start with him, so it doesn't matter anyways. I built out Death Pierce to UR just because we're getting 4 SSR medals for that, so I haven't really needed to do anything else. Red SR Bond, I only got him to 2-star 60, and that was able to beat Hendrickson, so I mean, like, that's good, and I never use him again after that, so it's fine. Maxing his ultimate was like super pointless, so I didn't even do that. The next character I have up here is Red Lizhawk, and Red Lizhawk I've built out for Crimson Demon because I really don't want to build out a Demon Meliodas. I want to save my SSR pendants for somebody who's actually valuable, and she's going to be a very, very good unit for that because of her passive ability giving her 10% stacking skills every turn. And people are like, oh, no, Seka, you're not going to get the 10% stacking skills every turn because you're going to get hit in Crimson Demon because you can't freeze. Well, you kill every heart in 1 turn, you get stacks. Yeah, and I also maxed her ultimate, of course, because it's really worth doing, especially for Crimson Demon. I also will probably eventually go over to a Red Lizhawk, Thur, and Gustav strategy for Red Demon. It's a little bit faster and more consistent when I get to about, let's say about 12k attack on my Lizhawk. So when you get level capped to like 75 or so, I'll probably start doing that. And it just makes Red Demon a little bit faster to do it with that particular strategy. I don't do it all the time, but definitely I will do it for Red Demon going forward because it will be faster. As you can see, for the rest of the SSRs in my box, I really have not focused on them at all. I basically only got him to 1 star, and I was using him in story mode, but I really didn't use red SSR Bond like after story mode. I just pulled this red Merlin, so I probably will build her out for a cosmetic at some point. I'm definitely going to build out this Thur for the cosmetics at some point for PvP. But those are the units I've really focused on. I'm probably going to do this like today or tomorrow for that one. And then for the other units down here, you can see I was starting to work on some other units, but I really just haven't gotten into them. And for rare medals, which is really interesting, I actually haven't leveled up any rare units. I have about 100, almost 150 rare medals right now. And I could probably level up a few of these to get my units. But the characters I'm going to work on first are, of course, Alioni, Twigo, and Marmus, the big 3. If you don't know why, I'll make a video. This red SR Elizabeth, I'm definitely going to need to build out to at least 60, and I'm probably going to get her to at least 4 to 5 star. And the reason I need to build her out is because I need her for Final Boss King. She's going to be really, really helpful for that, but I haven't built her out yet because I don't need to build her out right now, and I will build her out later. This green Thur, I only need to build out as a support unit and for cosmetics, so I really don't need to focus on him at all. And the rest of these units I'm probably not going to focus on. Elaine, I might build out for Final Boss King. I really don't know if I want to. I haven't really looked into actually using an Elaine strategy for that, because Elaine would really only be good for that, and she's really not good in too many other places. There are some fairy comps that really rely on her, but I just don't have enough SSR medals to focus on too many different characters for too many different strategies. As far as gear goes, I've been farming some other sets for SSR, but I really don't have too much. Here's my support set. I, of course, have 13% attack and like 12% over here. I've just been focusing on common sets. I do not focus on rare sets because of how high the gold cost is, especially for replaceable gear. I have some rare sets on the Japanese version, and I found that the stat boost is helpful, but it is so minor that it doesn't really help that much, and you really don't see massive gains out of it. And I only really want to build out a piece that's going to give me massive gains. I don't want a piece that's going to be minor gains. Minor gains are really not good when upgrading a piece of gear. I want to have a bigger gain when I upgrade pieces. My Lizhawk, of course, has a full pierce rolled bracer because I could not roll attack. I literally just couldn't roll attack. I just rolled everything pierce because I just got everything pierce. And then I said, fuck it, I steered in the skid and I just went full pierce except for that one roll here on her ring. And that's what she has. And of course, she's got really shitty rolls on everything else. Got some HP and lifesteal rolls here. But as you can see, I haven't like fully max binned anything. I really just work, like I partially work on all gear, and I get everything to where I can actually clear the content, and I work efficiently so that I will have more gains on things. Hauser is in a similar boat where he has a 5%, it says on attack rolls, and then 11% pierce rate on here. And I kept rolling until I got either pierce or attack, and I said screw it after that point. And I still, as you can see, I have not really worked on my defensive stuff yet, and my lifesteal, I only have HP and lifesteal on my break belts. I haven't got enough anvils for it to matter, and then I'm rolling out another thing with pierce and attacks on over here, so that's really where I'm at as far as Hauser goes. My Weinhardt, though, I've been trying to get this rolled to full attack, but I just haven't got there. This is the set that I've been working on the most. I gotta get this full attack bracer. And then we got over here, we got really shitty defensive rolls, and of course HP and lifesteal, because I just cannot get the right rolls apparently. But for some reason I got extremely lucky on my Arthur set of gear. I go in and out of using this gear on Arthur. This is just my HP defense set. I don't really call it Arthur's gear. I'm just on Arthur right now. Well, I switch it out between characters. But I got really lucky on his attack and HP rolls on him, and I don't know why I got so lucky. It only took me like a couple of anvils to roll this. Does something like really good, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So I just took it, and I just got really unlucky on all the other characters. It's not like I've like built for something specifically. I just like I took what I had and I maximized the best possible gains I could get out of a bad situation. I took the Slater and I spent some extra time building out his set so I could actually do red demon just a little bit faster, and it didn't really even take that long to get a full roll crit chance set, so I mean that was fine. I didn't even work on the belt or the orb. I just gave him gear and said fuck it. I've been slowly upgrading units for cosmetics. You can see here I kind of did the Hausers to get a little more defense in my Hauser. I didn't min-max it and get all the way to 60. I just got him a little bit done. Lizhawk is my most worked on tree character, and the reason I worked on her so heavily is because I know that all 3 versions are exceptionally good in a lot of different content. So I know I didn't focus on her at all on the Japanese version until very, very late in the game, and it's probably one of the things that I was like, oh, okay, I should have focused on this earlier. And when I started Global, I was like, okay, these 3 characters, these are the characters I want to really focus on this time around, and it's actually working out really well because Lizhawk is one of the best farmers in the game. and Hauser probably being the best. We got Red Lizhawk, best DPS for Red Demon in the game, as well as going to be a extremely strong unit for Crimson Demon and best unit for the Crab Raid, which, you know, I'll go over later maybe. Then we got Blue Lizhawk for PvP right now. Very, very exceptional unit. All three of them share cosmetic sets, so that's the main reason I wanted to work on them. I use green Lizhawk to push up in PvP. Now I can use blue Lizhawk to push up in PvP, so none of my cosmetics are wasted. So I'm being very efficient with like the characters I'm picking in order to maximize my gains. The next character I really got to focus on for affinity is, of course, Red Merlin, to get more affinity cosmetics for my Green Merlin. And then I got to focus on Green Gother as well to get more affinity cosmetics for Red Gother. That's probably what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm going to be just focusing on affinity for a couple different characters. Getting them upgraded, working on them slowly, getting gold so I can build up more gear sets. I only have 25 million left, so I'm hoping that I'll have about 75 million by the end of this weekend, and we'll see where I'm at. So guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I just wanted to give you guys on YouTube a little situation of where I'm at box-wise, so you guys can relate yourself to me in some way, so you can understand what I've been doing at Global, how hard I've been working, and if you guys are, you know, ahead of me or not ahead of me. I'm not an extremely big pay-to-play player. I buy the rank up packs and the monthly and weekly packs, but I don't like buy anything beyond that. Buying gems beyond that is like, I can't. I'm a bitch. That's probably where I'm gonna leave my spending on this game. But again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to give you a quick little teaser, and of course, since we're gonna be possibly doing a tier list video soon, I wanted to give you an idea of where I'm at right now. But thank you again for watching. Have a great night, rest of your day, guys. Peace.